Since past 2 years, State Board for Wildlife has notified new conservation sites and wildlife sanctuaries. In this video, we will first see why are these protected areas called as national parks or wildlife sanctuaries or biosphere reserves. Under Wildlife Protection Act 1972, ecologically important areas are protected. These are called as protected areas. In wildlife sanctuary, which is a protected area declared by state government, species of birds or insects or any other wildlife is protected from human interventions. Minimum human activity is permitted in this area. Sanctuaries can be upgraded to national park status. A wild species gets protection in national park. Boundaries of national park can't be changed without notification by state government. Although tourism activity is encouraged in national park, no person is allowed to enter without permission and destroy, remove or damage any habitat or wild animal. Biosphere reserves are identified by Man and Biosphere Reserve Program by UNESCO, in which whole ecosystem is conserved. Biosphere Reserve is divided into three zones: core, buffer and transition. Core zone is innermost and strictly protected zone. In buffer zone, research and education is permitted. It might also include tourism and recreation. Human activities are permitted in a sustainable way. According to Wildlife Protection Amendment Act 2003, an area can be protected as conservation reserve or community reserve with the cooperation of local community. These areas are corridors or zones between established national parks or wildlife sanctuaries. Conservation reserves are owned by state government, whereas community reserve can be privately owned lands. Community reserves are managed by Community Reserve Management Committee. No change in land use pattern is allowed except when it is in accordance with the resolution passed by the committee and approved by state government. Now, when you know what we mean by wildlife sanctuaries and conservation reserves, there are some new conservation reserves which are declared by Maharashtra State Board of Wildlife. Have a look at those conservation reserves. These are new conservation reserves declared in year 2022 by State Board of Wildlife of Maharashtra government. And since past 2 years, these 5 new wildlife sanctuaries are notified by Maharashtra government. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for current updates and subscribe to my channel.